Okay, so I'll just, uh, Kuldeep sir, please enable screen sharing.
Yes, ma'am.
Kuldeep sir, please enable screen sharing for me.
Ma'am, done.
I'm not able. Okay, yes. Yes, fine.
Able, ma'am, or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So this was your question paper. Okay. The first question was the correct sequence of organs in the male reproductive system for the transport of sperms is. Options were testis, vas deferens, urethra, testis, ureter, urethra, testis, urethra, ureter, and D option was testis, vas deferens, ureter. So this question most of you have done it right. So the correct option is A, that is testis, vas deferens, and urethra. And yesterday I had shared the answer key also with you. So I hope you have gone through it and hope you all have seen that how all the answers were written. I have written all the answers myself just to show you that how it should have been done and how you people have done. And if you have any doubt at any point of time, you can raise your hand or you can write your query in the chat box. Kuldeep sir will read it for me. Okay, so first question is clear. It is testis, vas deferens, and urethra. But still, some students, not some, few students, they have picked the option D, that is testis, vas deferens, and ureter. But I have already told you that urethra is the common passage for the sperms and the urine. Okay, but the sperms they never enter the ureter. Okay, so keep it in mind that ureter is a different tubule which is coming from the kidney, ureter, and urethra. So ureter is the passage only for the passing of urine, but sperms they never enter the ureter part. So only urethra is the common passage which is common for sperms and the urine. Okay, so the correct option here is A, that is testis, vas deferens, and urethra. Okay, second question was what happens when a mature spirogyra filament attains considerable length? Okay, so this question, I know that you know the answer of this question. Most students have written also, but you people have not given the complete answer here. Complete answer, if I say, that means you have written that when Spirogyra attains maturity, it breaks into two or more fragments. And you people have stopped there only. Not all, but some students, they have just written one line that it breaks into two or more fragments. But what happens after that, you need to write that also. Okay, means you need to give complete information. Incomplete answers you are giving, you will not get full 1 mark then. So you need to write complete information here. When a mature spirogyra filament attains considerable length, it breaks into two or more fragments and each fragment, it grows into a new individual. So that will earn you full 1 mark if you have written these two lines. If you are only writing that it breaks into two or more fragments, that means you are just leaving it incomplete. What happens after that? You टूट गया ठीक है उसके बाद क्या हुआ? So you have to write completely that it breaks into two or more fragments and then each fragment it grows into a new individual. Then your answer is complete. Okay. Then third question was name the virus causing AIDS. I know most of you have done it, but I don't know whether you knew the full form or you have deliberately not written or you did not know it. I don't know what the situation was, but some students have just written HIV capital. That's it. Then who will write the full form also? That is also required here. So when it is asked that name the virus causing AIDS, that means you are, if you're writing only HIV, it will not give you full marks. Okay, you have to write the full form also of HIV, that is human immunodeficiency virus. Okay, so those who have written HIV plus the full form, they only have got the full mark. And those who have not written, I don't know what was the scene with them. They knew it or did not know it. I don't know. But in future, just take care that if any that one word questions are there, so be clear that if you are writing any this form in capitals, then you have to write the full form also of that. Clear? Okay. Next question was, see, this question is very important question from the exam point of view also, because these are called value based questions. And I was shocked to see that some students, they do not know what is the meaning of value. क्या मतलब होता है values का? When we say that what values you have, one in C part answer question is there that what values are shown by the person. So values का मतलब क्या होता है? And I'll tell you that I have read the answers. Some students have written stomach pain and vomiting. So stomach pain and vomiting, are these values? I don't know what kind of values are stomach pain and vomiting. So see, when you attempt these kind of questions, जब आप ऐसे questions attempt करते हो, that means you have to think according to the situation given. Very important it is. Listen to me very carefully. See, there are two types of thinking. दो तरह की thinking होती है. One is generalized thinking and one is situational thinking. So here what is asked, one situation is given to you, ठीक है, एक situation दी हुई है, and then the questions are asked. So that means you have to put yourself into that situation and then you have to answer. So what is the situation given? Situation क्या है? A person suffering from a frequent stomach pain and vomiting went to the doctor. Doctor asked him to go for an ultrasound. See, each and every line is very clearly given. In the report, a stone was found in his gallbladder and doctor asked him to remove the gallbladder by operation. So what doctor advised him? Doctor advised him that he should get his gallbladder removed by operation. But he was reluctant to go for the operation. So he was not interested in the operation. But so if you think situationally now, that what is the need of the situation here? So first question is, does the removal of gallbladder affect person's health? कि अगर उसका गॉल ब्लैडर रिमूव कर दिया जाएगा तो पर्सन की हेल्थ पे कोई इफेक्ट पड़ेगा. सो नाउ यू हैव टू थिंक अकॉर्डिंग टू द सिचुएशन. ठीक है, एक होती है जर्नलाइज थिंकिंग. अब जर्नलाइज थिंकिंग में इफ यू टॉक अबाउट नॉर्मल पर्सन, अगर आप नॉर्मल पर्सन की बात करते हो, देन यू गो फॉर जर्नलाइज थिंकिंग दैट ओके, you say that yes, gallbladder is a part of our body and it do some sort of function. But when any situation is given to you, अब इस situation में क्या है, the person is suffering, the person is suffering from stomach pain भी है, उसको vomiting भी है, and doctor clear cut he has said that you have to got your gallbladder removed, there is no other option. So then you have to think according to the situation कि इस situation में अगर gall bladder remove किया जाता है तो person की health पे effect पड़ेगा कि नहीं पड़ेगा. So here if you think according to the situation, so no, because the person is in pain, he is in frequent stomach pain and vomiting, and if he will get his gallbladder removed, then it will benefit him rather than affecting him, because he is suffering. And what is the reason of his suffering? The reason of his suffering is because there is a stone in the gallbladder, and if gallbladder will be removed, then he will be in relief, not in pain. Okay, so that is called situational thinking. So when these kind of questions come, you have to think according to the situation given. Generalized thinking नहीं करनी है कि gall bladder से ठीक है. So what is the function of the gall bladder? The function of the gall bladder is to store bile for some time unless until it is needed for the digestion, right? So when until unless it is not required, it is stored in the gallbladder. Other than that, it does not have any other function. उसका कोई और function नहीं होता है. It is not secreting any enzyme. It is not secreting any juice. Nothing it is doing. It is just a structure which is used to store bile for some time unless it is required for the digestion. Okay. Now, if gallbladder is removed, so what happened? The person's health is not affected much. ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. The body will get adapted to the new system. In a very few days, body will get adapted to the new system, and what will happen? See, there is some you can say tube like structure is there from the liver to the intestines. Okay, so from the liver the bile is coming to the intestines through tube like structures that are called ducts, bile ducts. So when the gallbladder is removed, so then that storage of the bile takes place in the bile ducts. वो ducts में store हो जाता है. So that won't you can say that won't affect the function of the body much. So here, according to the situation is such that the person is suffering from the stomach pain and he is going to the doctor. Now you'll say, ki, ma'am, sometimes it is said that the stones they get washed on their own and sometimes it becomes severe. So what is the severity of the situation? Here, if you see, if you read the statements, what is written here? So doctor asked him to remove the gallbladder by operation. So doctor is clear cut, doctor is advising him. So if the doctor has reached to the conclusion, agar doctor is conclusion mein pahuncha hai, that means he knew that there is no other option. So it has to be removed. So when you attempt these kind of questions, you have to think according to the situation. Generalized thinking नहीं करनी है इसमें. ठीक है? Some students have written yes it will affect. Okay, that is there. I am not denying that fact that it will affect. But according to the situation, if the person is suffering and doctor is advising him to remove the gallbladder, so in this situation, if the removal of the gallbladder will be there, so that won't affect the person's health much. Instead, it will benefit him. He will feel good, okay, because that infected gallbladder is removed. So that will be the answer. So first answer will be that does the removal of gallbladder affect person's health? No. Okay, it is not a general question. This question is based on the situation given. So you will say, no, the removal of the gallbladder will not affect the person's health much. And what is the function of the gallbladder? So gallbladder का function यही है that it stores bile for some time unless it is required for the digestion in the intestine. And what values are shown by the persons? Please see, you all are in 10th standard and this is not expected from you that you are writing stomach pain and vomiting as values. That is not expected from your side. So values means what are your principles? Okay, what are your standards? What is your style of behavior, your living, and your power of judgment at any point of situation. कि अगर आप कोई situation में हो, so उस time पे how will you decide for yourself? Okay, what is your decision power, your power of judgment? So what values are shown by the person here? So this person, so though he knows कि उसको पता है कि उसको stomach pain हो रहा है, vomiting हो रही है, and reason is that because there's a stone in the gallbladder and doctor has advised to remove the gallbladder, otherwise there's no any alternate option. So here, if the person is reluctant, if he is not interested to go for the operation, that means he is showing unawareness, he is showing unhealthiness, and he is showing carelessness towards his health because he knows all that he is suffering from that, but then also if he is denying, he is not paying attention towards that, that means he is careless. Okay, so that values are shown by the person: healthiness, unawareness, and he is carelessness towards showing carelessness towards his health. Clear? So I hope this question is clear. These kind of questions I am telling you, value based questions are based on the situations only. Don't do generalized thinking when you are attempting the questions, because these questions which are asked, these are based on the situation which is given. So think according to the situation. Don't do generalized thinking. Gallbladder, you know that generalized, it is a part of the body. But according to the situation, it will not affect person's health if the gallbladder is removed. I hope I'm clear to you. If there is any doubt, you can ask. Okay. Then next question is, a planaria, while searching for food, gets cut horizontally into three pieces. Clearly, it is written in the statement that a planaria, while searching for food, it gets cut horizontally into three pieces. So here it is written three pieces. Now that means in the diagram also you have to show that one planaria gets cut into three pieces. So three pieces में अगर वो cut हो रहा है, so that means you have to show the formation of three new planarias. Some students have shown only two pieces. They have just cut the planaria from the center, and then they have shown the formation of the planaria. Just only two planaria they have shown, but that is wrong according to the question. So question is, it gets cut into three pieces. That means you have to show the cutting of the planaria into three horizontally three pieces, and when you show that three pieces cut one, so you have to differentiate also कि उसमें old कौन सा है and what is the new part that is formed. Okay, so old part you can shade it differently. And one more very important thing, that it is not important to color the diagrams in biology. Okay, so some students have used the colors also, but it is not required. So if you are drawing your diagrams with pencils, neat and clean diagrams you are drawing, it is well differentiated, it is well labeled, you will get full marks. So there are no any additional extra marks for the coloring of the diagrams. Coloring is not required at all. Okay, and when you label the diagram, that means your lines should be straight that time, and try to label it, the parts which you're labeling, that should be in capitals preferably. Okay, so that looks neat and clean diagram. So coloring is not important here. So with the help of the diagram, simple diagram, show regeneration in planaria. So you have to show just one planaria getting cut into three pieces. So when you are showing that the old piece is there and the new part is forming, so then you differentiate that which is the old part and which is the new part that is coming, and after that you have to show three new planarias. Okay, so that you have to do here. Then which specialized cells are responsible for the process? So this also most of you have done it. Stem cells. Some did not know it because they have not attended the last revision sessions. So that's why we say that it is very important to attend the online classes, because these things were discussed in the revision classes. So those who have not attended, they have lost it. Okay, so which specialized cells are responsible for the process? These are called stem cells, or neoblast cells are also there, which are responsible for this process. Clear? Then C part was there, that regeneration is not possible in all types of animals. So what is here is, see, this question, some students have written only this thing कि उनमें stem cells नहीं होते हैं, that they do not have stem cells, but it is not like that. So all the organisms, they have stem cells. Some have more number, some have less number, and some have the specific sites. As I told you कि जो planaria में होता है, mostly 50 to 60% stem cells are spread in the body, but it is not in the case of every organism. So you cannot say here, those who have written that their stem cells are not present in these organisms, that will not give you full marks. Okay, it is not like that. Stem cells are present because these are the raw cells which can take up any form. Okay, so initially these are stem cells, and then they are differentiating into different types of cells. So here what is the answer that you have to write? So here you have to write that in multicellular organisms, the body structures are very complex. Okay, body structures are complex, and moreover stem cells are not spread in the whole of the body. So multicellular structures, organisms, they have complex body structures in which they have cells form tissues, and tissues form different organs. और जो different organs होते हैं, they are performing different functions. Okay, so that's why. So they are different kinds of cells. जो organs हैं, they are made up of different kinds of cells. Okay, so that's why this regeneration is not possible in all types of animals. Here, if you only write that they lack stem cells, so that is not the right one. So you have to write here the structures, that multicellular organisms, they have complex body structures in which cell form tissues, tissues form organs, and organs are made up of different kinds of cells. And moreover, the distribution of the stem cells is not equal in the multicellular organisms. They have specific sites where they are present. So that's why this regeneration is not possible in all types of animals. Okay, so this should be your answer. Then sixth question was, what is pollination, and explain double fertilization in plants. So see, when the definition is asked, अब यहाँ पे आपको definition पूछी है, what is pollination? Some students have written simply सीधा लिख दिया है, it is the process of transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma. अब किसका एंथर है, किसका स्टिग्मा है, that also you have to mention na when it is asked. So when the definition is asked, that means from the definition only the whole process you have to compress and you have to deliver. Okay, so what is pollination means? It is the transfer of the pollen grains from the anther of the stamen to the stigma of the carpel of the same flower or of the different flower. So that is the correct definition of pollination. अगर आप सिर्फ ये लिख रहे हो transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma, अब ये पता नहीं लग रहा कि anther किसका है, what is anther, what is stigma, किसका anther, किसका stigma. So please specify when you write the definition, you have to write properly that it is a transfer of pollen grains from the anther of the stamen to the stigma of the carpel of the same flower or of the different flower. Then you can say it can be self-pollination, it can be cross-pollination. Don't explain the processes, but you can write this one line. Okay, not required, but this is just additional. But at least your definition should be clear, which anther, which stigma. Okay, that should be complete information. And explain double fertilization in plants. So I hope you have gone through the answer key which I have shared with you yesterday. So in that you must have observed that those who have gone through it carefully, they must have observed that while I have written the answer, I have highlighted the terms. Of double fertilization, what are the main terms in double fertilization? Triple fusion, syngamy. And I have told you that how many unfertilized cells are present. So when you are writing these technical terms, scientific terms in between, you must highlight it. Because when I read the answer, so I'll just get that yes, students have highlighted these two terms, so students know that these two are important terms in double fertilization. So this gives good impression of your answer. You can write that instead of writing this in paragraph. You can make points. First write what is fertilization simple. Then write that when the pollen grains comes and land on the stigma, and then what happens. So when you come on the syngamy, you can make it a separate point and you can highlight it. You can highlight syngamy, underline it, and then you can write. And after that, you have to show triple fusion. Then write the heading triple fusion and then highlight and then write it. And last, just write that these two processes are known as double fertilization. So this is how you have to attempt. Attention of the paper is very important. I'm telling you in your board exams, because the checker, he will not be knowing you in physical. Okay? He have never met you, so he will only judge you on the basis of your question paper, that how you have presented and how you have written it. Clear? Then seventh question is very simple. I think most of you have done it nicely, but there's just one thing which I point out here. That first question was, name the human male reproductive organ that produces sperms. All of you have written it correct, that is testes. And write the functions of the secreted hormone. So here some students, they have not written the name of the hormone. So see what is the motive of asking the question indirectly. If I have asked the question indirectly, that write the function of the secreted hormone. So first you have to mention that which is the secreted hormone, and then go for the functions. So first you will write that the secreted hormone is testosterone, and then you will write the functions. Functions in some students have only written that it is responsible for the primary development of the primary sex organs. And what about secondary? So it is a male sex hormone which is responsible for both primary as well as secondary sexual characteristics. Okay, both the things you will mention here in testosterone and androgen. Those who have not attended the revision classes, they have written androgen as a separate. I told you that androgen is a type of testosterone only. Okay, so no need to mention your androgen separately. So if it is asked कि अगर androgen का function separately पूछा है, if it is some where it is mentioned about androgen, then only you mention about androgen. Otherwise, it is fine if you just write that testosterone is the male sex hormone which is responsible for the primary and the secondary sexual characteristics. Fine. And then name the parts of the human female reproductive system where fertilization takes place. Very simple. It is the fallopian tube or oviduct, and implantation of the fertilized egg occurs. So where does it occur? It occurs in the uterus, and some students have written endometrium also. That is also fine because there are different parts of the uterus. So they have gone in little detail, but that is also fine. Even if you write simple uterus, that will fetch you marks. Okay. Then last one is explain how the embryo gets nourishment inside the mother's body. So this is also fine. Most of you have done it right. So when you have mentioned about placenta, you have to mention that it acts as nutritive, excretory and respiratory organ of the fetus. Okay. So then and most importantly, you have to mention about villi here. I told you in the classes also that when you write about placenta, then you have to mention about villi also. Okay, so this was all about your question paper. If you have any doubt regarding anything, you can ask. Or you can write in the chat box, you can raise your hand also. Okay, so we will not start with the new chapter today. So in your PT3 syllabus, what is there? Your how many chapters are left now? Environment we have covered, but question answers were left. Okay, so that we will keep for the revision. Okay, question answers we'll do in the PT4 only. So in your PT3 now only one chapter is left, that is heredity and evolution. So in this chapter, that is heredity and evolution, only one part is there in your syllabus. So CBSE has been very kind to you. You people are very lucky that only in this chapter in your syllabus only heredity part is there. Okay, evolution part is not there in your syllabus. So, but those who are interested, they can watch the videos online. It is given, but it is very simple. But heredity this time, so it is said इसको बोला जाता है that this chapter is the toughest one in biology. So why it is known as the toughest chapter? Because it is a mixture of maths and science. So little bit math is also involved here. So this is a mixture of maths plus science. Okay, and heredity. We have already discussed the structure of DNA. ठीक है, DNA का structure हमने discuss किया हुआ है. और can anybody tell me what is the structure of DNA? Anybody? Because see why I am asking you the structure of DNA, because DNA is the basic genetic material carrier from one generation to another. So in this chapter we will be studying about different characteristics कि कैसे वो parents से next generations में जाते हैं, and what are the, you must have studied in maths, probability आपने पढ़ा होगा. Probability means how much chances are there of coming. For example, you can say so if two parents are there, I'm not starting the chapter, but just telling you little bit of the beginning of the chapter. Okay, just wait, I'll stop screen share. Okay. You can pin the video, you can pin my video, okay? Then it will become big. You can see the board also then. Fine.
Manpreet, ma'am, Krish Kumar, he's asking some question. He has query.
Yes, sir. Yes, Krish, tell.
Krish, beta, yes.
Yes,
डीएनए
Krish.
डबल हेलिक्स स्ट्रक्चर होता है डबल
Your
हेलिक्स
voice is
शेप
not clear.
डीएनए की शेप डबल हेलिक्स होती है
Yes, very good. Yes, very good. Yes, what else you know?
डबल
We have
हेलिक्स
studied about DNA. Okay,
मैम
let's talk
मैम
about DNA only.
डीएनए मैम डीएनए डीएनए रिपीटेड सब यूनिट से बना होता है जिनको हम न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स कहते हैं और
Yes,
जो
very
डीएनए का
good.
प्रेजेंट स्ट्रक्चर है उसको वॉटसन क्रिक स्ट्रक्चर कहते हैं क्योंकि वो एक दो साइंटिस्ट थे जेम्स वॉटसन और फ्रांसिस
Watson and Crick model of
रेफरेंस
DNA. Yes.
यस मैम और मैम
Yes. So see here in this chapter, that is heredity. So in heredity, DNA is the basis of the heredity. So heredity is what? What is heredity actually? Heredity is like when two parents are involved. So what are the traits? Okay, this is for female and this is for male. Okay, when these two are crossed. So what is inherited? Skin color. Okay, I'm talking about different traits. Skin color, then eye color. Okay, height. So if the mother has brown eye color, okay, and if the male has black eye color, then they say in heredity जो F1 generation होगी, okay, it maybe either it will have brown eye color, या तो brown होगा, या फिर it will be black or black. It will not be the mixture नहीं होगा. Okay, if two parents are involved, one has brown eye color, mother has brown eye color, and if the father has black eye color, then the resulting generation, that is F1 generation, either it will have black or brown. It will not be the mixture. Now, why I'm saying so? So that we will study in this chapter that why is it so? Okay, so before the beginning of the chapter, we must know some terms. Which terms हैं जो that we should know, we should understand those terms. So what I want you to do is, before we'll begin the chapter next week only because tomorrow is off. So just note down some terms. I want you to find out the meanings. What is a trait? What is a trait? T-R-A-I-T. Okay, what is a trait? Then what are genes? Some, because see these terms will be included in the chapter. अगर आपको ये terms ही समझ में नहीं आएंगी, आप confuse होते रहोगे chapter में. So these terms you should know first. Okay, अगर आपको ये terms पता है, then easily you will understand the chapter. Okay, what is genetics? What is variation? Just the basic. We will, in details, we will do it. Okay, but just note it down. Evolution क्या होती है? Then DNA. Then dominant. Okay. Then recessive. Just note it down. Don't worry even if you don't understand. Okay. So So some terms I'll give you, I'll make the PPTs also, and that also we will discuss. So now the class is going to over. Okay, I hope all of you have noted down trait, genes, genetics, dominant, recessive, variation, evolution, DNA. Okay, so these terms more are there, we'll discuss next time. By the time, at least try to find out that what is the meaning of these words which I have written. Okay, so let's end here. Kuldeep sir, have you taken the attendance?